me check something here. Okay. OMG, oh snaps, y'all. Side message came out from the reading that I just did on the TikTok. So just hang in there. If you're waiting for that, I'm gonna go ahead and upload it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna upload that from TikTok, but I'm gonna go ahead and upload it so you all can see it from start to finish. But so hopefully sometime tonight, if not by sometime early morning, I'll have that one up, okay? And it's gonna go along with this. This is just a little side message, okay? So, the very end of the reading, we was talking about how somebody could have gotten sacrificed, somebody that was a part of the group, of these toxic groups, you know, against the collective, targeted population, honorable feminines. And they could have very well been one of the people who didn't want no part of it anymore, okay? Because again, you know, every so often we have people whose conscience come online. You know, everybody's not the same. There are some people who realize like it starts to penetrate and starts to trump their desire to have a Gucci bag and a Mercedes. It starts to override even, you know, their dislike for maybe a certain kind of culture or people or thing. And it's like, okay, still at the end of the day, I don't care how I flip this ain't okay. Okay. So this person could have been sacrificed for that reason. Okay. You don't want to be a part of it anymore. Okay. Now, they may not have told him. Now, here's what I believe could have happened to the person or collective of people in this reading. They may not have told him this, though. Listen. So he decides that he don't want to be a part of it anymore. Okay? He decides he don't want nothing to do with it anymore. He wants to pull out. He's even willing to lose whatever material monetary gains. He decides like, okay, I don't want it, you know, whatever. It's just not worth it. Now, they don't tell him that, okay, we're going to sacrifice you then because we can't have you willy-nilly, you know, we have to sacrifice you. We can't have you out willy-nilly and tell them motherfuckers. So you going to jail, but we're not going to tell you. Let me tell you, as it pertains to the honorable feminine, she has obsessed energies in her life that have trailed her life forever, ever, coming from her family. And these particular family members, or that particular family member, is notorious for something. I'm about to explain. They're notorious, first and foremost, they're notorious for trying to fuck whoever the collective fucks. Their sibling. You know, their sibling, they're notorious for hitting on them, pandering to them, trying to fuck them. They just are. It's weird because this is an older sibling in this case. It's not the other way around. But more than that, as they got on a more and more darker path, they became notorious for sending in the honeypots to the honeypots. I'm going to say it again. They become notorious for sending in honeypots to the honeypot. So in other words, the person was initially somebody that they sent to the collective or had a role with sending to their sibling or to the collective to, you know, do the bullshit, right? So when this fails, it pisses them off. In this case, the reason why it's like a whole thing, not just because somebody don't just essentially don't want to do it anymore. It's not just that. it burns them to fury to no end. It's almost like you can almost sense their fist clenching until it bleeds, bitch. Because it burns them with fury to no end, because once again, even though I've torn this person's life apart, I've spent my life saving, I've torn this person's life apart. They don't have anything thanks to me and others. They're not on their A game. They're not at the top. They're not in their glory. Yeah, even still, masculine, the very ones I sent in, ends up catching feelings. So she's notorious for, when that happens, she sends in another honeypot to those honeypots. Because she knows the masculine by then. She possibly knows his family, because she's possibly already been intertwining with all of that. He won't know this. See, the same way that this is something I've been teaching for a while now, the same way that he is the very, got pulled in and all whatever shebang bang is okay, and the secrecy and all of that, and how that was kept from feminine and blase blase. Well, when they go rogue and decide that they don't want to do it anymore, see, I'm gonna be honest here. Well, I'm honest anyway, but I'm gonna tell you, for some of these individuals, because they did have giftings, their giftings are being kind of tampered with. Another reason why they had to outsource. But back to my point. They don't want me to say it, huh? Too bad. Okay, so their gifts, they're in tune, or they were. So let me tell you what they know and the reason why they do this strategy. When these masculines, when this happens, there's parts of them that already know. Because from the beginning, what we have to understand, that they're targeted anyway. Yeah, the hunter, the bounty hunter, and the target. Correct. They already know. These are the energies that's been hovering around feminine's life. So they know that once these men get, if it gets to that stage, if they start to have a sudden case of a conscious, whereas before it was hashtag pillow talk, trash talk, honorable feminine. They get in a sudden case of the consciousness. They sometimes will even do a spread and a read, much like they do everything else that they do when they're profiling. So they are alerted that these masculines are changing. Because these are some dark energies, so I have to explain this. They're alerted that these men, at that point when they exhibit that behavior, that they fence in that the feminine didn't put, she didn't put the root, because that's what they do, that the feminine's essence or her frequency or vibration, because of who they were anyway, because some of them were original higher, conscious situations, others were being granted it should they evolve and deal with the junk. And so these energies know that too. Feminine's not the only one. So as soon as that happened, they go in full throttle. Big booty hoes, rock them. Like they immediately go into, they'll start talking to the family. Who did they always have a crush on? Yep. Because this is the way these calculating types of people operate. They will start asking the friends and family. If they already started mingling with the friends and the family, then they're going to say, who do they always have a crush on? Who are they hung up on? What's their style? Like they'll pull all of that because that's what they're going to cue in. When they cue it in, they're going to be making a deal with the new honeypot. The same way that the masculine was sent to the feminine is the same way they send a honeypot to them when they decide that they don't want to be a part of it anymore. And the honeypots, again, they really do not care for the masculines. These are masculines that they could have just used for whatever, when they were bored, for money, for ego stroking, for whatever. And so they then basically recycle the same program and the same template and blueprint that they gave the masculine to do towards feminine. And somebody will say, well, why is that necessary? Well, because you're talking about cults, okay? And you're talking about narcissists. They do not like rejection. They do not like that. They don't like people deciding that they don't want to be a part of things. And they certainly don't like people deciding that they want to be honorable towards what they're looking at as their arch nemesis. So now they want to hurt that same man that they once employed to come towards feminine. They give the same program so that the masculine could fall in love. They think that he's free, as he suddenly seemed to have found the one after he let go of some kind of a toxic situation, but unbeknownst to him, he ain't let go. It is not let go. This is your new setup. And they use that to set him up for a fall through the new honeypot. And that's how they get him imprisoned. Mm-hmm. If he don't know, if this is applying to y'all's story, because it ain't going to apply to all y'all stories, but certainly most of you, if it's, the same story. Yeah. It makes sense. Especially if y'all know that like your siblings and, certain ones like started interacting with all of these certain people. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense. Yep. Like have him to fall in love and then like get some kind of trouble going, and then depending, like some of them will end up just getting caught up or set up. The others would be willing to like take the fall for their newfound love, not knowing that it was set up so that they can get some stuff while he in jail and do some other shit. Wait till you find out that it was a collaboration with his relatives and the Honorable Feminine's relatives to get him caught up because he got the sudden case of the consciousness, and that pissed them all off. Their hatred for Honorable Feminine on top of, him changing and all. and as well as trying to secure, you know, that's not even the top, the highest, is, you know, and to secure their secret, you know, to try to get, you know, ahead of it so that that person, you know, is not out there just loose with all of their secrets, because if they were involved, then that means they know way too much if they were like involved with that stuff. They got way too much information, too much. And that's why these people, wait till they find out that that's a part of why these people wanted to continue to attack feminine and wanted to keep them separate from her. Wait till you find that out. Because these people know, they know that she knows. Because right now they could be still trying to run game on him. Lying about stuff, projecting it onto other people, doing shit to fuck up the processes, claiming like, y'all know the game. If he's still in jail, you know, for some of them that's still in jail, others of them might not be, you know, it just depends. Ain't that some shit, y'all? But boy, when I tell you, when that came, I was like, well, I'll be goddamn. Because that didn't happen. Listen, in my case, I'm gonna tell you right now, when somebody's obsessed with you the way some of these cults and these individuals and relatives are, there's no limit. There's no limit. And that's why I try to encourage and tell people, I'm like, listen, if people are coming to you presenting shit, what you need to understand and accept is if they're willing to come to you like that, you should know that they would turn on you. I don't know why people think that they're the exception. You should already have your guns up. You should already know that there's going to be a plot on your head, because even if they smile at you and they say, you know, okay, you know, woo-de-woo, but you've been in too deep, like you know too much. You know, you've seen and have participated in all those things. So people should, when y'all, man, y'all use it. But it is just, they finna send in the honey pots. And that's the irony. I think this masculine might know. Let me see. Let me see real quick. He might. I'm not sure about that. That was just a message that came to me separate. Okay? I'm not sure about this. But let me see something here. Just real quick. I'm just quiet because I'm communicating. Just bear with me. Sometimes I like to do that so I can block interference. Hold on. Okay, we got a strong lead starting. We got the King of Cups and the, oh boy. And in this depiction, you see how he's got his hands up, like he's looking at something, like he's figuring something out. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay, hold on. Just bear with me. that, that was that, and that one was like that, and then boom. Mm. Mm. No, he don't. He don't know yet. Not that part. He don't know the part that I just came on. Is he doesn't know. He just thought it was something to do with whatever this theft is, this abundance with the King of Wands in the reverse and whatever happened between them. Well, yeah, because that's how they set this kind of stuff up, of course. Like, he just thinks it's about that, something that he walked back to, Eight of Cups in the reverse with the Queen of Pentacles reverse and this King of Wands in the reverse. So something to do with, you don't know though, wow. Oh, that explains a lot as well. Okay, I can see this too. That explains a lot. Why such aggression is coming towards me or you, collective, if you're honorable feminine. Because it's a fear of it. This could be the other dude that, this could be somebody totally different. This could be like, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, he don't know. He don't know. Wow. Ooh. Okay, let's try again. deep. So this is confirming, look, he don't know. Here he is, but there's been confusion on purpose here. And it's actually between, what's funny, it's between him and feminine. Now, look, that could have been an illusion and confusion spell, but this person has been sending confusion to him. So they've been sending confusion, or when he speaks to them, they've been sending confusion as well, like doing spells, but also sending confusion. This could be the cult leader that's doing that. Okay, sending confusion maybe when they talk, or, you know, maybe the girlfriend or something like that. They're sending confusion, and if they're, if they're seeing, you know, then definitely this is what they've been doing. So it, you know, act like they're praying for him. Could I pray? Let me pray for you. How much I want to bet? Let me pray for you. And as they're doing that, especially if that's what they're hiding behind, let me pray for you. They're sending confusion. But guess what? So they sent confusion. It's between, if you've noticed, it's actually between him and honorable feminine. You see how they're facing away from each other? Look at that. This is what they did. Okay, now check this out. He don't know, but he will. It's right here. It's down here. He will. Feminine, it could, you know, for the honorable feminine, chances are this energy, this always happens, let me tell you, and I just saw 1244. It just depends. But he is going to know one way or the other by the end of the year. Because as it says, feminine, planting something new, gathering of harvest, effort plus intention, brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, all upright. Feminine was the lead. So feminine in December, here's 12. In December, this December could be a significant when this is gonna like kick in. Okay? That's where he's gonna know. I don't know, I'm not gonna get into that here. I don't know if this is gonna be something that y'all talk about, or if it's just gonna be simply, if this is something that he's doing with you or him, or it's something that's gonna come out in these legal proceedings or something like that. In December, maybe 7 weeks from now. Maybe something that feminine has been doing, or they've been doing for 7 months, or since July. When they forced her into restrictions, which only catapulted something, because July, well, let's see. July, no, it could have been what, March, April, May, June, July. Well, July could have been when something kicked in. Or 7 months ago. What happened 7 months ago? Let's see, we're in September, August, July, June, May, April, March. Okay, there it is. February. Something that started happening to feminine since possibly February. And whatever people were doing, and maybe this is going to all come out, which includes all the honeypots. It includes all the players and all of the deals that were being made. That's why I said if he don't know, he will know by the end of the year, either way it goes.